so Google essentially argues that the nature of the Republican emails make them prone to being picked up by the spam filter algorithm and SFA. So Google is saying that, you use too many hashes, you use too many buzzwords, things like that. And it makes you prone to, falling in the spam filter. And so in response, they invited the RNC to the verified sender program, which is supposedly going to, fix all these problems. They're going to be able to instantly hit the inbox. But what they don't tell you, and what they didn't really, accurately convey in all their press hits about this, is it's just another contract that the RNC has to get into with Google that limits what they can actually communicate to their voters. So whether that be, you can only send a certain amount of emails per day, you can't use words like America first or, something of that nature. Now the RNC is just contractually obligated to go along with these rules from Google. And, their counterparts of the DNC just get to go on scot-free doing whatever they'd like.
Was that an example, or can they really not say America first?
That was an example. So there's essentially they're filtering for buzzwords, right? So they can be updated at any time. They're essentially giving you this kind of play this dance with them, right? Where it's, the news cycle of the week says X, Y, and Z. And if you, say something along the lines that is deemed misinformation or something of that nature, right? Like it is not an America first policy to respond to this instance this way. Well, that's misinformation. How are you going to say that's not an America first policy? So those are the types of games that they want to play with the RNC's email communications.
Makes perfect sense from their perspective.
Yeah.
What's next? Take us down. Take us one or two. Well, we don't have to go one or two elections. 2024 is the next huge one, right? Obviously, and the stakes are high. My point is always, when the stakes are this high, of course, who people think this, like the Republicans, are an existential threat to the America. And they're going to do everything they can. So take us to 2024 and what kind of tricks you think big tech could play. Take us to our dystopian future. What are you looking out for?
Yes, the landscape is going to look entirely different, whether that be Twitter's new, regime coming into full force. What is the oversight board going to look like there? Elon just had meetings with the ADL and the NAACP, which seems to signal that, Twitter is going to essentially have the same censorship apparatus that they had prior to Elon arriving. So that's alarming. We can see that in full swing, maybe a refined censorship apparatus at this point, yet to be seen. Let's say the RNC Google email has a negative outcome for the Republicans. Now we can't email communicate with voters. We can't fundraise. We can't get voter outreach through the inbox. So that's a very alarming development. And then you essentially have TikTok and Facebook kind of on the sidelines here, not in the main story, but it's yet to be utilized, really, TikTok, how they can actually interfere with the election, how they can impact communications. And so we're doing nothing from a regulatory perspective to rein in these companies. And what you're seeing is what they do when they run free is essentially meddle in these elections. And so if there's a conservative majority in the next Congress, we have to insist upon action to make sure this doesn't happen in 24.